Okay, I think we're on. Oh my goodness. Okay, everybody. Hi, great to see you. This is Kim Overpeck, and I am the creator of the Roots and Wings program, and I'm so excited to welcome you to such a powerful program that I created for those of us who are wanting to take our businesses to the next level. When I was trying to hit elite and premier and silver, there wasn't a lot of really powerful programs that I could really plug into, and sometimes when there was a program and I tried to plug into it, it felt completely overwhelming. I didn't feel super connected, and so sometimes when you go through things and you realize there's a need in your life and your business for something, you tend to create it, so instead of sitting back and complaining what there wasn't, I just decided to create what I needed at that time so that hopefully, it will serve our team. And I know it's not going to be everything that every single person needs, but my hope and prayer is that it's exactly what you need, and that you'll take away the nuggets and the really powerhouse information that's going to help you gain confidence, that it's going to help you streamline and take all, when you first start, there's so many websites, there's so much stuff that you have to do, and you start to feel just overwhelmed. I really hope to grab all of that overwhelm and just bring it into 5 simple activities that you need to do consistently. So I want to help simplify. I want to help bring consistency to your business, and with that simplicity and that consistency, there's going to come a confidence that you're going to find in sharing. And the more often that we do this, I'm going to explain to you in just a second how we're going to get that momentum going and how that consistency is going to be tracked. It's really exciting. It's proven. I've done it twice before now in these programs, and multiple people have hit new ranks, have hit new levels of understanding, and I know that it's a proven way to do this. So I'm really excited about that. So simplicity is going to be really big. Consistency is going to be really big. There's going to be some accountability in this. And with that, if you really pour it on and you really do what we're showing you to do, you will start to gain momentum in your business. And it's like an airplane. If that airplane doesn't get massive speed and massive fuel going, it never gets off the ground. Now, once it's off the ground and it's soaring in the air and you're at, peak level of, whatever, I can't even think what they call it, cruising altitude, then they can back off the fuel. They can back off the speed and they can just fly. And that's really what I wanted to give you in this Roots and Wings. I want to give you the roots of knowing exactly what you come back to all the time. No matter what rank you become, you're going to come back to the 5 activities that are going to make the most difference in your business. Those 5 activities, we're going to always come back to them. I don't care if you're a premier. I don't care if you're an elite. I don't care if you've moved on up to silver or gold or diamond like me. Whenever I am realizing I've stalled out a little bit, and I'm ready to move to the next level, I go right back to these 5 things, and I do exactly what I'm about to teach you guys to do. I get my little scorecard, which I'm going to introduce you to, and I just immediately make sure that every day these things are happening. And every single time that I bring myself back to that, I rank advance, or I move to the next level, or I have a big breakthrough. So I want to tell you that and welcome you to our program. I'm so excited to have you. Before I get started in the how, what, when, where of our program, I want to thank you from the absolute bottom of my heart for the videos that you sent me. I had a very specific reason why I wanted the videos, and you delivered. You were amazing. Those of you who sent me videos, it showed a vulnerability that you don't get in a regular email, that you don't get in just, okay, here's the bullet points of the questions you asked. There is a vulnerability. Forgive me while I look at my notes, and forgive me if I'm talking fast. I literally have 1 hour before I have to walk out the door and hop on a plane to Orlando, Florida, to our leadership retreat. So I've got my kids in the other room, like finishing up my packing, doing some things, but I didn't want to leave without doing this video because I don't want you to launch into this program not having seen my face, not having heard my heart. So let me get back to the thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sending me the videos. Many of you, it was so far out of your comfort zone, and you were just like, I'm checking myself out, and I feel really silly, and I don't even know if this is what you want. It's exactly what I wanted. It was perfect because just like you're looking at me right now and you're seeing my eyes and my expression and my heart, there is something that's conveyed in video that is never conveyed in print. So there is a connection. When you shared your stories with me, it helped me. I literally took notes, you guys, on each and every video that you sent me. What are their strengths? What are their challenges? And how can I come up and meet them there and give them what they need? So this wasn't just a blanket program, although it's already, you didn't tell me anything other people haven't already told me, so I knew that we were right on track. But it also put some skin in the game for you. Because I didn't charge for this program, it made it more than just a fun idea. Those of you who stepped up and were like, oh, I'm so nervous and here's my video, and maybe you overcame technical challenges with your videos, maybe you weren't even sure how to do a video, you weren't even sure how to upload a video, and then when you did, you might have sent it to me and been like, I don't know, and maybe I'm nervous, and what is she gonna think? Who cares? What I thought was there's somebody who's brave. There's somebody that I can work with. There is somebody who is going to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And if there's one thing that I can encourage you in this business right out of the gate, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because it doesn't matter what level that you move to. We like to say new level, new devil, because it does not matter what you overcome in this business. There's always another level of growth and another level of growth. I don't care if you are premier or presidential diamond. It does not matter. You're going to continue to grow. And people that have stuck with this and gone through the ranks will tell you, I never expected to grow as much as I've grown. So this program is going to take you down into the roots, the activities you need to do, really streamline it into a simple process. And I'm going to ask that you really hold the vision of what you want and trust me with the process. The process will start in these 8 weeks and it will transform you in these 8 weeks, but it's going to also carry on into the next 8 years, 18 years, whatever. So be comfortable being uncomfortable, because everything that you want in life is on the other side of your comfort zone. Now, I also have learned that it's more about stretching your comfort zone and not blasting out of it, because some of us who are like, we get this negative mindset when we think I have to push through my comfort zone. I have to do everything I hate. That's a lot of weird negative energy. And that's not really where you want your mind to go. You want to see it as like a pasture that you're in that's safe and beautiful and comfortable and nourishing. And really what you're doing is just expanding those boundaries a little bit. You're just expanding every time that you do that. You're just setting that fence a little bit farther ahead, a little bit farther out. And that becomes a stretch. So you look up in 8 weeks, you look up in 2 years, and you have actually done more than you ever imagined, because you've nudged and pushed and just expanded. So I want to give you the phrase expansion. It's not change. You are already beautiful. You are already perfect. You already have a beautiful message. You have been given such amazing gifts by God. And so many people in the world are hungry for what you have to offer. So I don't want you to think that you need to come in and get molded and changed and change who you are. We're going to uncover who you are, expand your comfort, and let you sort of just move into the beautiful destiny that is your destiny. That's my heart with this program. That's why I've worked blood, sweat, and tears, pouring it in, finding the resources, working out the kinks. Is it going to be perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. Sorry, I'm moving my computer all around. I'm not perfect. Is it going to go off without a hitch? I'm sure there will be some hitch somewhere. There's going to be something about the program that irritates you or that you don't like, and that's okay. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here as a work in progress and just to share my love, my support with you. Okay, so that's what this is. Now, back to why the video was important. Your eyes convey what's in your soul. Okay, that's so important for you to see. I want you to think about this. Of all the time you've seen me post little memes and post little encouragement, this moment is the moment we connect. And the reason that is because you're looking at me. You're looking right into my eyes. You're seeing me. Okay, and that's really important, because everything that's in my soul, everything that's in my heart gets conveyed to you, and that's really, really important. Now, it also is a little bit of a wake-up call for you, because I encourage you to watch your own video. When you watch your own video, you see how you come across. You may think you're super smiley and super personable and warm and expressionable, and you may watch the video and go like, dude, like I was just like monotone. Like, did I ever smile even once? When I first did my first videos, I was nervous and I just like, I tried to be perfect. And I was really nervous about like every part of it. But I learned a lot about how I speak. I learned a lot about how I just kind of like stared into the camera. And I just started realizing how to be more of who I am. So this has been about a 3 or 4 or 5 year journey of me working on video, and I'm so far from perfect. But I've also learned that it's, you know, it's progress, not perfection, right? And so that's okay. But what I am going to tell you about videos is that people will see into your heart. They're going to see something in video that is really powerful. Your why is going to get conveyed far more in a video or a face-to-face than it ever is in typed out post. All right. And what I'm going to teach you in this process, and Simon Sinek is a beautiful example. And in one of the lessons I share his video, he says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So if you're in this and you're like, I don't want to be salesy and I can't find any builders and some of the things I hear a lot, I would tell you that you're probably pushing the product and not yourself. Show up in the videos you showed me. When you guys start tapping into your passion, what lights you up, I was like drawn into your video. I was like, oh, tell me more. It was awesome. So once you start tapping into your passion, and that gets conveyed, it becomes less about the oils, and people are like, whatever you're doing, I want it. Like whatever Kool-Aid you're on, whatever oils, like you're not selling oils, you're sort of selling yourself. And so this process, I'm going to teach you how to draw more of your authentic self out, and learn how to deliver it in a beautiful way. It won't always be on video, but it will help how you present. It will help how you sit in a circle on the floor on cushions and teach a class. It's going to change how you show up in the world and the space that you take up in the world. And it's going to give you some confidence that you never expected. So don't shy away from the video. Here's a few things I want to tell you about, well, let's see, I'm telling you about video, and then I'm going to mention something about LRP, because that was one of the things I asked for you guys to tell me. So here's the thing, video is powerful. It consists of 74% of all internet traffic is on video. All internet traffic. So those of you who told me I live in a remote place, I really don't know anybody, I don't know how to connect, there was a lot of conversation around that in your videos. I want you to start paying attention to social media. I want you to start thinking about, even if it's not social media, creating a YouTube channel or creating some of your trainings or some of your classes on video, because oftentimes I've built the majority of my business remotely. I lived in Hawaii, and most of my leaders came because of what I did online and how I connected online. So 74% is a huge number. Now, 4 times as many consumers prefer video to, what was I going to say? To something. Oh, to reading. Sorry, I couldn't even read my own writing. To reading something. So if you're sending something in a big, long email to somebody, record it. Say the same thing and put it in a recording. It's altogether different. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is that when you're trying to teach, people are only going to retain 10% if they only hear it. They only retain 10%, studies have shown, 3 days later, only 10% of what you told them. But if you have a video, it's going to reach, a video post have 65% of the information 3 days later was retained. So versus the 10%. So if you use a video, it's altogether different. Now, the other thing, and this was what I started to say, video posts have 135% greater organic reach than photo posts. Okay, so if you're on social media, if you're wanting to connect with people, video is where it's at. So if you were like, I don't know about this video thing, but it kind of was weird, and get comfortable doing it, because you can reach so many more people. You can support so many more people. You can create trainings around things. You can do events like this. And I'm telling you guys, if I only posted things, you would probably not feel as connected to the program as you do because I'm doing videos for you. Okay, so I do want to put that out there for you. Also, I'm going to leave you with this. Facebook has 8 billion video views, and that's more than double what there was in 2015. So this year, 8 billion, and it's more than doubled in just 2 years ago. Now remember, I started 5 years ago. So just 2 years ago, it's actually more than doubled the video views that people are getting. So video, okay? Facebook Live is even bigger. When it's a live video, you will get a ton more views. Now back to the videos you made me real quickly. One of the questions I asked you was, when is your LRP set? What date and what's the amount? Okay, what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to drive this home in this program, is that everything you do duplicates in your team. I want you to sit with that for a second, and I want you to think, are you afraid? It's going to duplicate in your team. Are you technically challenged? It's going to duplicate in your team. Are you placing the very minimum loyalty rewards order and like last day of the month eking it in? It's going to duplicate in your team. Is that okay with you? Probably not, because we all need LRPs to make our residual income pipeline work, right? So LRPs are really big. Are you using the shampoo? Are you using the skincare? Are you using the supplements? If you're only using the basic oils that came in your kit, that's going to duplicate in your team. Okay, so I hope you're really letting that set in. So as we go through some of the habits, some of the limiting beliefs that we're going to uncover in these 8 weeks, I want you to think, as things come up for you, wow, this is duplicating in my team. So let me just ask you, when we look at things, especially those of you who have already attracted leaders and may be frustrated about some things your leaders are or are not doing, how much of that have you done or are not doing? Well, my leaders aren't teaching classes. Well, my leaders just they're not giving samples. Are you? Because if you're not, remember that what you do duplicates. The speed of the leader is always the speed of the game, and it's energetic. Sometimes your team doesn't even know what you're doing or not doing, and you're like, it's showing up in your team. So be aware of that. Okay, we are going to hop in. So that's my thanks to you for the videos. There was so many more reasons that I had them, but some of those are my personal reasons. A lot of it had to do with how I'm going to flow in this. It's also going to tell me who has skin in the game. It's going to tell me where your why is, and I can read it. Even if you don't say it, I can read it in your mannerisms, where your fears are. Okay, so it's beautiful. It's going to help me help you in a beautiful way. So help me help you. Jerry Maguire. All right, so let's go back to number 2. So the thank you was just number 1. Forgive me, I have to bust through these pretty quickly. I added you. If you sent me the video, you've been added to the Facebook group, and this is where it's posted, so that's kind of a silly point. But anyway, you're in the Facebook group. So if somebody that you know had wanted to join and they're not in this Facebook group, you can go over to the members and check it out. Somebody on your team, then you need to send me a message, because somehow in the watching of the videos and the getting them added in, I did all that myself. My accountant or my assistant did not do that. I watched the videos. She didn't watch them for me. I watched them. I made notes. I went over and manually added you guys myself. And so as we started getting more people, I was doing it in a hurry because I had to go out of town. So if I miss somebody, my deepest apologies. Please private message me, bring it to my attention, or you're in the group, just add them. If they sent the video, nobody gets in this unless they have actually applied to come in, okay? So that's what I want to there was a couple exceptions with a couple of spouses, but beyond that, I really want this to stay a very small group, which brings me to my last, not my last point, to another point, and that is, you're hopefully, if I got this loaded in time, watching this video on Sunday night, which means as of midnight tonight, this group is closed. I said it earlier, I've given plenty of time. I'm not being rude, but it's like trying to watch a movie and having people just keep coming in and having conversation and, no, what's happening? What's going on? What did he say? And you're like, Why didn't you just watch the whole movie? That's what happens in these groups when people come in a week later, 4 days later. They don't feel the connection of those who started with you at the beginning. So midnight tonight, it closes. There will be another Roots and Wings program another time based on how much desire there is for it. So if you didn't get in or somebody on your team didn't get in and they didn't get the video on time, I'm so sorry. There's just I'm really not going to make exceptions there. So I hope you guys understand and you understand my heart behind why that is. I'm not just being a stickler and an exclusive, person. There was a reason energetically why I'm closing it off and why we're all gathering in our small group. Okay. So that again, I made some notes that makes us all on the same page. We're all in the same space. We've all heard the same things and we're moving along with each day's assignments. If somebody comes in late and they're even 2 days late, they're going to have double the homework. They're going to feel overwhelmed coming right in out of the gate, and they might not feel as like, they're going to kind of feel that frantic, and I don't want that. It's going to create focus. Absolute focus, because you've got to stay with the days in order to not feel backlogged and overwhelmed. And it is going to create that sort of intimate container for us to share vulnerability. I saw your videos. I know how vulnerable you're going to have to be in this group and where you're going to have to go to find where some of those limiting beliefs are. So that was number 2. My point number 3, here's how the layout of the program is going to be. Are you ready? We are going to start this week because the program doesn't actually start until the 6th. But in order for us to start strong on the 6th and still wrap up the 8 weeks in a powerful way, I decided to start with the prep steps. So there will be 5, I think it's 5 might be 7, I can't remember. But anyway, I'm loading them in now. So you're going to be delivered on this Facebook page. Every day you're going to need to check because there's going to be a new your content for that day will be delivered, and I'm going to deliver it at 12:30 a.m. in the morning, like right after midnight. Why? Why am I doing that? Do I expect you guys all to be up at midnight working on it? Not even. You work on it whenever you want for that day. But when I asked you what your hours look like, many of you told me that you get up before your children get up. That's the only quiet time you have, or late at night. And so I thought, if I don't post this until 8 a.m. and you are a 4 o'clock in the morning riser, I just like, worked you out of your time. I just stole that time from you. And now you're going to feel behind. So if I can post these at 12:30 in the morning, some of you super late nighters or super early risers are going to have the information. You can do it as early as almost midnight on throughout the day. And that's going to give you a lot more time to really process this when you authentically can show up and do it and be your best doing the work. Okay. So that's why I did that. The prep steps, I think I said Monday through Sunday, so it will be Monday through Sunday. Each day is going to have daily posts with daily activities that you will need to do. And I'm very, in my brain, I hope it's as organized for you as I had to make it for me just to post it, because it can get really chaotic. You'll see lots of bullet points and step 1, step 2, step 3, because that's how my brain works. And I needed to do that for you guys. So what the daily activities are going to do in the prep steps are going to get us all on the same page. So imagine we're building a house, okay? We're going to build that house. And that house, every house, I live in a neighborhood, a cookie cutter neighborhood, right? All the houses are the same, kind of, but not quite. So they all started out with the very same, we built the foundation, we built the walls, we laid in the drywall, we did all of the stuff. Then later, some got shingles and some got, shutters, and some got painted burgundy and some got painted gray. That all is going to come later in individualizing and really like making this business your own and making it authentic. But before we can kind of like wing it, we have to have a very basic structure that we're building this around. The prep steps are really going to be the layout. It's kind of like the blueprint. It's going to say, okay, here's what we're all going to be doing. Here's all the steps. Here's what they look like. Here's why we're doing them. And come Monday, we're all going to jump in doing them in a very systematic way. And I'll get into that in just a second. I start to tell you how we're going to report, how we're going to, do the follow-up. So that is going to be really important. It's also going to give us all on the same page verbiage-wise. We're going to have seen the same videos. We're going to be talking about the same things. We're going to use the same language. You'll know what I'm talking about and you won't feel lost, which is why the prep steps are really important. So I do ask you to be really on track with that. Okay. It's also going to help the flow, which is going to be really important for you to now flow come the 6th. You're going to end up flowing into the program instead of like, kind of feeling like you're in park or you're like in neutral and you can't get going. This is going to help us be really in a strong place together. When I did the program before, if you did it before with me, I did it with the EDGE system. It was called Roots and Wings with an Edge. I have since fallen in love with the new Share Success. Now, the old Share Success, if you did Share Success, you may be like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so confusing. It's not. They have revamped all the Share Success due to the huge success, love of the EDGE system. They've redone Share Success and they've made it powerful. And it's so simple. And it's really the same thing over and over. So what I want to tell you is that while I'm going to be using the Share Success platform, and I'll give you the link and the first post and all the thing, don't worry about where is that, what do I do? What I do want to tell you, if you're like, well, wait, I love the EDGE system, or I love the Live Natural system, or I use Class in a Box. It's okay. I'm going to tell you the structure, and each of those programs works exactly the same way. There's a class, there's a membership overview, there's a business overview. It's rinse and repeat, and it doesn't matter what program that you've fallen in love with or feels authentic to you, the same flow is going to happen. So just know that you're going to be able to use any of that, and I'll kind of show you how to do that, and you'll see it. You'll see the correlations as we go through. Okay, so I already talked about the structure of the house. Now, once we create that basic structure with the prep steps and we're moving into next week, then we're going to dive into some juicier, more personalized things that are really going to help you dig into who you are, learn how to articulate your story, learn how to share your story in a powerful way, a brief and concise way that feels authentic, that doesn't feel salesy. There's so many things we're going to do in the personal work of making you fall in love with doing this business. And in doing that, let's go back to the house analogy. That will be the shutters and the color and what color's your front door, and does your driveway come in from the side or does it come up the back, the back drive, and does your whatever, you get the idea. Okay, so that is going to kind of be what all of that does, is you're going to be able to really just make this business yours and wrap your joy around this business. And actually, more than that, it's going to help this business serve your bigger joy, your bigger why, the thing you really are on this earth to do. doTERRA is just a tool by which you can do that. It kind of is, we can get really burned out if we end up like just making our whole lives doTERRA. I know, because that happened to me. So I'm not going to get into that right now. That's going to be one of our pieces that I talk about, but I do want to talk to you about that structure. Then we're going to personalize it so it's not just rinse and repeat, cookie cutter, like MLM. Okay, we're really going to help that not be an issue for you. All right. So next, with the prep steps, Monday, I'm going to tell you how it's going to lay out. On Mondays, every single week is going to be a different focus, okay? So it's going to be a different color. You'll see that it's all color coordinated because I'm like a nerd that way. It's color coordinated. The posts will be numbered, so you can always type in and go back to the post and you can look for them. They'll also be pinned. That day's post will be pinned. Now, Monday, there's 2 posts, so I can only pin one, and then the other one you'll just have to kind of find. So I'm so sorry about that. They only let me pin 1 post. But that day, you go to your pin post. So if you're looking at it on your phone, just know it doesn't just show up right in when you pull up the Facebook page. You're going to have to literally go up to where it says pinned post on your phone. At least my iPhone does that. So look for the pinned post each day, or you'll be lost. You'll be like, wait, I can't see it. Where is it? Look for the pinned post, okay? Now, it's possible I'll drop the ball and forget to pin it because I'm automatically loading these in to load because I'm going to be out of town and I'm busy. So I will try to remember to go back and pin it. Don't crucify me if I don't. Just go with it, okay? Just know that they're going to be that way. So Monday is going to be intention. So the first post will always be, what is your intention? So here's the thing. There is something called a lead measure and a lag measure. Okay, if you don't have a lead measure that says, this is what I want to accomplish, most of us don't do the lead measure. We just get to the end of the week and we go, how did we do? And we're like, well, I don't know. I kind of gave a few samples and I don't know. I meant to teach that class, but then it canceled and I didn't really know what to do. And I meant to call some people and then that didn't really work out. Okay, that's called a lag measure. That's the after the fact, and there's nothing you can do after the fact. And generally, you don't hit high goals when you're only looking at a lag measure, because what are you measuring? Like there was no goal. There was no intention. There was nothing saying, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. Now, how did I do? So I'm going to back you up to the beginning of the week, okay? That is called the lead measure. And the lead measure, I'm going to teach you to create a habit. So the first 21 days of our program is going to be creating a habit for you. In 8 weeks, you should remember for the rest of your ever-loving doTERRA life that every single Sunday or Monday, actually it's probably more like Sunday that you would set it, but if not, then Monday you set that lead measure. So that might be like, okay, this week I want to reach out to 4 new people. I want to teach 1 class. I'm going to get 4 samples and I'm going to do a booth on Saturday. That's just one example. You may do a lot less than that. You may do a whole lot more than that. Okay. So that's the lead measure. And on Mondays, my first post is going to be set your intention. What is your intention for this week? That's why we can have silvers and elites in this group at the same time, and someone working full-time and someone working 5 hours a week. And I had you tell me that so that I know this girl, and she's eking in a teeny tiny bit, and that's okay. There's no comparison in your intention. So even though you're going to post it publicly, do not judge other people. Like, what? She's only doing like 2 samples? How big is that? Okay, you have no idea what her life is. Giving 2 samples a week consistently could change somebody's life. Her business could explode. And you never know. She may have special needs children. She may work a full-time job. She may work 2 full-time jobs, and she's building doTERRA. So do not judge unless you have walked in someone else's shoes, and none of you know, except for me, what the video said, unless they just chose to post them. And that's just going to make you have be in awe of each other. Okay. So that's what I want to tell you. The intention is going to be clear. And it's not like, okay, well, I'm just going to go to this little journal. No. You are going to put out publicly every single week what your intention is, and everybody's going to look and everybody's going to see, okay, so Kim said I'm not going to probably do my own, but Kim's going to do this, 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 and this. And then at the end of the week, you said you were going to do this, this, and this. So you don't overinflate and you don't play small either. I want you to stretch yourself on your intentions. Nudge the comfort zone a little bit. Don't do just, I think I could give 2 samples and that'll make me feel good and I'll feel accomplished. Don't do that. Don't you dare do that. You get in there and you expand yourself a little bit more. Make yourself do something that is slightly out of your comfort zone, okay? So that's going to be the intention. On Mondays also, I'm going to post the challenge. The challenge is juicier, it's deeper, it's meatier. The challenge is going to be what helps you grow, okay? So I'm going to give you scorecards, so when you set your intention, you'll know what areas to set your intention in. You're not just like pulling this out of the sky. You're going to have a scorecard. I'm about to show you in a second what it looks like, and I'll go through it with you if I have time. I'm running really late, but if not, I'll do another video on just the scorecard. So you're going to go through the scorecard. That's what the areas you're going to set your intention. So your intentions aren't going to be like, well, I'd like to journal for 10 minutes, and then I'd kind of like to do some yoga. I really want to have more green juice. Okay, those are all personal intentions. Still set those. Those are very important. But for this class, you're going to set your business intentions according to the scorecard, because you're going to get points for every single thing that you do throughout the week. Because then at the end of the week, you're going to add up your scores of what you actually accomplished, and the person at the end of the week with the highest score is going to win a prize. You guys, that could be an elite. That could be a brand new person that signed up that just goes in and kicks butt and takes names, and it's amazing what they're accomplishing. It doesn't matter rank. It doesn't matter your income. It doesn't matter what you do. The things we're going to do are going to create momentum. So if you're in this to win it, then you're going to want to love this scorecard, get used to using the scorecard. And most people that love the scorecard, that fall in love with it, once the program's over, they keep using the scorecard because it keeps them on track with, okay, what am I doing this week? What am I doing? And it keeps that momentum growing long past Roots and Wings. Okay, so that's Monday. Now, anything that's relevant, I will post. Let me mention one quick thing. On the days that I post, you're only going to be allowed to post in the comments of those posts. If I have 50 of you or 30 of you, however many are in here now, posting on the main page, it's going to become chaotic. So please do not post on the main page like, hey, had a great week this week. We want to hear that, but I want to hear it within the post that I posted down in the comments. Got it? Okay. So it keeps it clean. There's no chaos. Now, that's Monday. That's what will happen every Monday. So if you're like, oh gosh, well, I know a couple of you said my Mondays are just crazy busy, then start Tuesday, but just start in. Just know that you're kind of getting one day behind, but also know that I'm posting that at 12:30 in the morning. So you might, look at it early in the morning before your busy day happens. I don't know how you want to do that. Marie Forleo says everything is figure-outable. If you want it bad enough, you'll figure it out. And that's kind of how we're going to do this. It's going to be fine. Everybody can figure out your own schedule, what works for you, where your authentic flow. I'm going to put it out there, and how you integrate it into the week is totally up to you. Okay, Tuesday is I'm pretty sure that Tuesday is going to be our live Zoom chat in the evening. Based on everybody's comments, Tuesday evenings seem to be the very best time. I decided to set it up at 7 p.m. Central Time, and I'll post this there. I'm going to post a link so you know where to go for Zoom. If you don't have Zoom, just log on our first one a few minutes early, and it'll have you download it. It's so easy, but it's a video chat, so I am going to tell you, don't show up naked thinking you're just gonna, listen in. You won't be listening. If you're doing it on a laptop, your video is gonna pop up and there you are. And everybody can see you. So don't hop in the tub and think you're just gonna listen in on this. Know that you're gonna be on video. And the minute it pops up, you will pop up on video. So I do give you that warning. I've had some people be like, what? Oh, they're freaking out trying to cancel their, cover their camera. So anyway, all right. So that would be 7 Central Time, 6 Mountain Time, 5 Pacific Time, 3 o'clock Hawaii time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Okay, so I'll put that all in the thing. You don't have to jot that down, but anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to send you the Zoom link. I'm going to send you a reminder. Okay, I've got literally 20 minutes to wrap this up. So that's Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so each day, even on a day that there's not a lot happening, you're still going to get a post from me each day. Some encouragement, some quick little video, a quote that's powerful, and some thoughts from me that's going to keep you on track with the group. Okay, you don't just check in Monday and then don't hear from us and don't see me until Friday. And the post, you'll see when I go over the scorecard, you're going to get points for every post that you comment on. Not every comment. So if you comment 16 times on one post, that doesn't count for 16. You're only going to get one. So, and I'll go through that in just a second. Plus, I'm going to post the clarifications down in the comments so you guys know. But the points are going to be really important. So participation in this program is key. I don't want to feel like I'm speaking to an empty group, just an empty room. When you thumbs up, and I don't just want thumbs up, I want comments. Thumbs up won't get you any points. Comments and participation, and not just hey, sounds good, or a smiley face doesn't count as a comment. I want real comments, real encouragement for each other, real connection. Okay, so you can put emoticons on there, but they're not going to count as your comment. All right, so Wednesday is just going to be a post. I'm just going to put something on there. You'll see what I'm talking about. Thursday, again, just kind of a post. It's going to keep you going along, encouraging you and what all of the intentions you set for Monday. It's going to just kind of encourage you along the way. And then Friday is going to have a post that says celebrate. Okay, Friday is always celebrate, and that is when you take your scorecard, you tally it up, and you post it in that post. And everybody's going to see your scorecard. Everybody's going to know what you've been up to this week, how many classes you did, how many samples you gave. Did you mentor with your upline? Did you mentor with your downline? What of the 5 pipes that I'm about to talk with you did you do? Okay, so it's going to be really important. That's where your accountability is going to come in. There's not going to be any slap on the wrist. There's not going to be, what are you doing this week? None of that. I don't care if you gave 1 sample and that's all you did. That's up to you. You set your intention and your lead measure, and it's up to you if you put it out there, but just posting it helps. Now, when we get to the second month, I'm just going to give you a warning. The first few weeks are going to be you getting in the habit of the scorecard. Okay. The second part of the program, I'm going to assign partners, and your partner posts for you. So you're going to give them your intention. They're going to post your intention. Then you're going to give them your scorecard at the end of the week, and they're going to post your scorecard. And there's going to be conversation in between where you guys encourage each other. Okay, so I will up the ante just a little bit toward the second part of our program so that you don't get like, la, 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 look, squirrel, you're going to stay focused. So get in the habit of these scorecards bright and early. That will happen on Friday. However, some of you are like, wait, most of my classes are on Saturday. That's fine. You have till Saturday midnight to get your scorecard posted. Saturday midnight, not 12:01, not 12:30 on Sunday morning, midnight on Saturday, or you're out of the prize running, period. And the only place that I choose the prizes are on the scorecards, okay? So it's the highest score. And you're on your honor. However, if you win, I will ask for, like, for instance, one of the things, I'm not going to have time to go through the scorecard. One of the things that I talk about is how many new people did you meet? Well, you could have done a booth and, like, I don't know, 100 new people came through. You don't get to write down 100. If you have a name, a phone number, and an email and a contact that you can actually contact them, only those count. All right. So that's how you're going to get that one. So if you say you got a new enrollment or this many new enrollments, there has to be documentation because some of our people are pretty competitive. And what I'm not going to allow is calling people out on the Facebook group. That's not going to be allowed. Like, what? That doesn't count. Like, we're not doing any of that. This is in the spirit of love, in the spirit of encouragement. The prizes are not cutthroat. It's really there as just an added bonus to kind of make it a little more fun. And for those of you who are driven by competition, it's going to be fun. For those of you who don't worry about each other. Your goal is to beat your last score. Okay, so forget about other people. Forget what they're posting. What was your last week's score? Set your intentions to up that. And then this week when you post what you accomplished, your score is actually higher. And so if for over 8 weeks you're working to beat your own score, can you even imagine how much more momentum you're going to grow? Okay, so that is on Friday. Saturday, I'm going to give a post called Weekend Wrap Up. It's wrap up, gear up, and set up. What that means is wrap up your business, wrap up your scorecard, get it posted by midnight. I want you to gear up for the next week. I want you, if there's anything you need to do, if you need to replenish your samples, if you need to order new booklets, if you need to make a few phone calls to, kind of like set up your classes for next week, like whatever it is that you need to do, that is what you do on Saturday. Like that's a reminder. You can do it anytime, but the reminder is to say, okay, you finished a great week, gear up, wrap it up, set it up, gear up, get ready for next week. Don't go into Monday like, oh my gosh, I'm out of samples. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, no, make sure your calendar's full, make sure your intentions are set, make sure everything is ready, make sure you finish your homework and be ready for the next week because the next week's going to be another step higher. Okay. I hope that's exciting for you. Sunday is going to be self-care. And you guys may be like, what? That's dumb. It's not dumb. And I nearly burned myself out hitting diamond because I did not take care of self-care. So I want you, I actually add it to me is as important as sampling and teaching and following up and enrolling and getting people on LRP. It's as important. So you don't get a choice. And every Sunday, and it doesn't mean like, hey, like I'm just sitting here with my kid. No, all of that is loving. And we love being nurtured with our families. But self-care means self. It's what are you doing for yourself? It doesn't mean like, I know that our families are important. And in past programs, I've had people post pictures of themselves with their families. That's important. But you know what? That happens all week long. I want one day. I'm asking for just one, not even the whole day, just like something that you do for yourself on Saturday or on Sundays, I mean. And it can be pampering. It could be a pedicure. It could be I'm laying in a hammock reading a book. It could mean I just finished a yoga class. It could mean I went and had a steam. It could mean I just treated myself to reading a novel. Like it could be anything, but I want it to be self. Something that you love, okay? Something that nourishes you, fills your soul. I want that every Sunday. And then on Sunday, I will announce the winner of the scorecards, okay? Let me see my time. I've got 10 minutes. Okay, the next thing, that is, so that's kind of the layout of how the 8 weeks will go. I also laid out the prep steps of what that's going to look like. We'll launch in on the 6th with the actual program, and that's how it will be laid out each day of the week. And it will be the same every week. You will know what to expect. It's not going to, the only thing that's going to change is the topic and the activities, but what you can expect. That's why you need to check in every single morning, know what your assignment is, and keep moving, because it will move you through the program, and you're going to just expand. I think you're just going to fall in love with yourself, with your business, with your people, all of that. Okay, so weeks 1 through 8 are going to be a different focus every week. It's going to focus on mindset, skill set, and tool set. Mostly mindset and skill set. So we're going to be talking a lot about the thoughts we think and the limiting beliefs that we have, and what holds you back and where your fears are, and uncovering and releasing some of that stuff. It's going to be a lot around where your belief is in the business, like what that's going to look like. And then the skill sets. What do you say when you give a sample? What do you say at your classes so that you don't have a weird, awkward close? Did you know you start closing a sale from the minute you open your mouth at a class? Many of you in your comments of what your challenges were being salesy. I'm going to help you see what to do with all that. I don't have time to go into all of that right now, but we are going to cover all of this. And then you're going to make notes through the week where you struggled, what came up for you. Remember, when you start expanding that comfort zone, your brain is going to kick in all of these fears and limiting beliefs, and I don't know, and this is hard, and I got a rejection, and I don't know if I don't want to do this. Like, I don't even know what's going to come up for you. Could be spouse. It could be like family. Like, what are you doing? You're working so much. There's no time for us. Like, I don't even know what's going to come up for you. It's different for everybody, but that's what our Tuesday live classes are for, and for you to share what went well, where you're struggling, and if you want to private message me and say, could you address this? I really don't want to bring it up publicly, but could you please, you have my email. That's where I want you. Please don't private message me on Facebook. I lose those really easily. But if you send me your question on an email that you want me to address anonymously, I will gladly do that. But I need you please pay attention, because I get hundreds of emails a day. I need you to put week 1 question, week 2 question, week 3 question, something like that, okay? That's where that's going to go. I'm going to cover the areas of struggle that week, but it's also mostly going to be you being able to share and having me live address what it is that your questions are, what your struggles are. Live is going to be best. I beg you to be there live if at all possible. If you can't, I completely understand. There's plenty of times I can't be there live. Second best is the recording, and I will record it every week, and we will post it, so you'll get to watch it. But live is going to be where you're going to get that interactive coaching from me. Now, let's see. I've got about 5 minutes to talk through the scorecard. Real quickly, the scorecard, the purpose and intention is to see what you're doing really. Here's the thing. You can start. And when you first start, sometimes you're running a business, like I'm doing doTERRA all the time, and I've been doing this for 6 months or a year, or like, man, this has been a crazy month, or this week. And yet you look up and you're mostly posting online, you're mostly organizing your office, you're mostly, I don't even know what you're doing, like watching a ton of webinars, and you're feeling like you're consumed with doTERRA, but the truth is you've not done any of the 5 actual money-making activities, which we will call the pipes. They're the green time. They're the money-making activities. They're what your business is, the bread and butter of your business. And so the scorecard's intention is to make sure that you're seeing where your energy is going out, what you're calling doTERRA, because you may think you did a ton of doTERRA, but you get to the scorecard and you only are able to check off one little thing. That just means you're pouring out a lot of your energy in some areas that are not the essentials. I'm here to teach you the essentials. Now later, once the essentials are, you can do them in your sleep and you're expanding into booths and, fun things. That's all great. But I want you to really know the essentials and know the process of the essentials once you share and sample and invite to a class and teach, and then follow up after the class with a membership overview and get the enrollment, and then, go on from there. So you'll see the process, but that's what the scorecard is for. I want you to really make sure these, once we talk about these pipes, you'll understand what they are, and I'm running out of time, so I can't go through them, but they are prepare, prepare, invite, present, which is teach, enroll, and support. And so if and I'm going to show you the scorecard in 1 second. If any of these things are not being done, like if you're only supporting, like I'm only mentoring my team, I really don't give samples anymore. I let them do that. I really don't teach anymore. I let them do that. I'm just here to support my team. Not enough. You or your team, you will end up being handicapped in your organization. If you are only enrolling, but you're not doing any support, you're going to be handicapped in your team. Okay, so these 5 pipes are going to be really, really important as we go through those. I'm about to tell you what they are. So the whole purpose is to bring clarity, simplicity, momentum, and growth. That's the purpose of the scorecard. And I've not seen it anywhere. I saw little pipes, little worksheet. In fact, I have one somewhere. I don't even know where it is now. It was kind of cool, and you could keep track of your pipes. But my scorecard is the best I've seen. And that's why I created it. So anyway, okay, let's see. You'll use the scorecard long after our program is finished. I'm going to go through this really quickly, and then we're going to wrap up. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. Desktop. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, so this is what the scorecard is going to look like oops, where did it go? Okay, here it is. As you can see on here, I have it broken down into prepare, invite, present, enroll. She didn't, my assistant didn't get it quite right. So sorry, I'll have it changed. It will say support. So the follow-up and the duplicate will actually be support so that it spells pipes, okay? So my apologies, I didn't check this before I did the video. So for prepare, it's gonna look like this. And you can see I have a points suggested, and here's your weeks. So when you post it, you're gonna circle week 1 or week 5 or whatever week that you're on, okay? You're gonna put your name at the top. It's very important that your name is on it. So like I'm in elementary school. So anytime that you have Facebook that you've posted or commented on something that I've done, it's going to be here in the points. You can see right here. Remember, if you comment 5 times on one post, you still only get 1 point. But that's how it's going to be. Remember, there's going to be 7 posts at least a week. And so that can earn you quite a few points just doing that. I'm going to ask that you do personal development daily, 15 minutes. If you need some recommendations for books, I can recommend a few. The Big Leap is one. Slight Edge is one. There's some really powerful books, but if you're reading Starfish or you're just reading the Bible, whatever it is that is your nourishment that's helping you grow, I want you to set a timer, and when you do that every day for 15 minutes, you get 5 points, okay? You're gonna also use 10 doTERRA products daily. Now, you don't get 10 points for each one. Once you have used 10, you now get this one. Now, I'm gonna tell you Lifelong Vitality is 1 point. Okay, so I want you, it doesn't count for 3, even though there's the trio. So I'll also be wise with that, but if you're using the shampoo and the Virage and you use a thyroid blend and this, that's where that's going to come. That's an easy 10 points. And can I just tell you, if you're not using 10 products of doTERRA's a day, the Trim Shake counts, all that stuff counts, then your team's going to duplicate, and they're not going to use any of that stuff either. And it's really hard to get people spending $100 a month on oils versus other stuff for loyalty rewards. So when you post your Monday intentions, you get 5 points. When you post on Friday your scorecard, you get another 5 points. Doesn't matter if you only did one thing on the scorecard. If you post that scorecard and show that you only did one little thing, that's okay. It's where you are, and that's okay. There's zero judgment there, but you'll still get your 5 points for that. But I encourage you not to just post a scorecard with nothing on it. Like, that's kind of silly. Sunday self-care, you're going to get 5 points. And by the way, you are going to post a picture of you doing whatever your self-care thing was. So again, picture speaks 1,000 words, and I want you to post the picture, and that picture will get you the 5 points. If you met somebody new, that's great. For every new person that you meet, you get 2 points. However, you have to have backup. If I say, let me see your sheet, I need to see where you met them and see that you got contact information for them. If you just say, oh, I met the neighbor down the street, I don't remember her name, doesn't count. Doesn't count. Okay, so the whole idea is that the whole time you're teaching, the whole time you're mentoring, the whole time you're doing things, you're constantly getting in the habit of meeting new people. Okay, Now, and if you don't ever do that, you'll realize that's an area that's going to actually come to hurt you later on. And so you can start to see, wow, every single week I'm not meeting anybody new. That will eventually come into play in your business. All right. So if you invited somebody to learn, that means like, hey, you know, I'd love to invite you to my class. You know, this is not tagging people in a Facebook class. That is not what this is. This is personal invites. Please hear me. If you do a thing and you send 150, this came up in a previous class, if you do a Facebook class and you tag 150 people in it or send 150 quick invites to a Facebook class, does not count. You must send private invitations. All right. So that's what I'm going to tell you about that. So samples given. So if you give samples, that is for every sample that you get. But remember, we don't send 10 samples to one person. We send no more than 3. Okay, so if you haven't learned that, I mean no more than 4, but it's usually 3. So if you sampled 3 people and you gave 3 samples each, now you get to count 6 points for that. All right, so hopefully that clarifies that. Present, I've got to run. Shoot, I'm running out of time. I've got to fly out. Present, as you guys can see here, is holding classes. Enrolling is when you enroll a new wellness advocate or a wellness customer. That also counts. And also if you enroll somebody in LRP. So this is, I'm going to have her change this. This is not placed personal LRP. My assistant misunderstood me. This is when you enroll a new person on LRP, you'll get this point for 5 points, okay? Also, let's see, so that would be enroll, and then it's support. So these are the things that are going to be support. So when you do membership overviews or lifestyle overviews, I think they call them in Share Success, I'll change that so you understand what that is. If you do a business overview, you can see these get you much bigger points, but you have to do it. It has to be documented. You get the idea. It has to be documented. You can't just go, yeah, we kind of talked about the business. Does not count unless you use the brochure and went through the lifestyle overview and did like a wellness consult and the whole thing. Okay. So if you just say, oh yeah, we sat down, we had coffee, we talked a little bit about the business, and I kind of told her a little bit about how much money I make, it does not count. You have to actually do a full business overview with somebody to get the full 10 points. Okay. All right. Duplicate is also going to be part of this, what do you call it? The support. So yeah, she got this mixed up with that. My deepest apologies, you guys. I don't mean to confuse you. I was in such a rush. I didn't proof this before I sent it, but you will get the actual one that's correct and everything. So if you, through this process, sign up a new builder. I don't mean sign up. Like even somebody who you signed up 2 years ago says, I am ready to build. This is so exciting. Everything you're doing just got me excited. We did this business overview. I'm ready to build this business with you or share. I'm ready to do this. Then you get 20 points for that person. I want to know who they are. I want to know what the conversation was. So you need some documentation on that. If you do a new builder and you do a support call with them or a mentor call with them, you get 5 points. If you do a mentor call with your upline, you get 5 points. Or with me, because by the way, the person who wins every week gets a 30-minute call that week with me personally. All right, I will work with you on mentoring on any topic you want. So that is another reason to win. Be in it to win it. Okay, I've got to run, but as you can see here, hitting the rank goal. If you hit a rank goal in here, like, okay, you start as an executive and you want to hit elite and you hit elite, I'm telling you what, you get your 25 points and a happy dance from me, and you will get so much congratulations. Plus I send free gifts when you hit elite and up. So you get a gift at every rank that you get, and the gifts get better and better. So celebrate success is going to be important, that when you actually do a win or you get a new builder or you get an enrollment or you taught a class, I want to hear your there's going to be one of the posts that lets you celebrate that. Okay. If you attend the live Zoom call, you get 5 points. And as you can see, you total it up. And at the end of the week, you let me know. And that's pretty much it. I want to wrap that up. I'm not going to go into prizes, but every single week there will be a prize for the highest point. And at the very end, I am going to give the grand prize of the person who had the most points overall. We will be tracking this, and everything is going to be documented, so you can't fudge it. It's going to be for real. The grand prize will be big, and the prizes weekly will be at my discretion. It's what I have. It's what I'm going to give. It's what I feel compelled to give you. It may be product. It might be business, like business tools and things like that. All right, I'm getting like, I've got to leave for the airport. So also I want to have you add the person who's mentoring you each week. If they're not part of our group, please add them to the Facebook group. That's important so that they see what's going on and they don't feel out of the loop. They don't have to comment and like really participate as much unless they want to, but I want them to see where you are and really be able to fully support you. I've tried to mentor people when I wasn't part of a group before and I had no idea what they were talking about, so it was weird. Okay, and so the other thing is stay engaged. Please stay engaged for the 8 weeks. The first week is going to be easy peasy because you're going to be excited. By week 2, you're still kind of excited, but life's gotten in the way. By week 3, by week 4, sometimes you're kind of like, oh, yeah, what's that again? Please don't do that. Please stay with me. I'm giving of my time and my energy and my love for 8 weeks. And I ask that you stay engaged for the 8 weeks. I promise if you're in this to up-level yourself, you're going to want to stay engaged for all the 8 weeks because that's this business. You have to stay engaged the whole time. Like, you have to stay doing those activities. And this 8 weeks is a good test for that. Everything you do is going to be duplicatable. 21 days creates a new habit, but these 8 weeks will change the whole trajectory of your success. It's going to be really powerful. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Success is yours. What you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. If you just mindlessly do the homework and you really don't dig deep and you really don't do anything, you're going to get met with that much success. So really do the work. Success is absolutely yours. It's already yours. It's not something elusive out there that, you got to go get. I want you to know it's already yours. There's just something standing in the way. And all you have to do is identify what that is and clear it out of the way and embrace the success that is already yours. Okay. So that is it. That's where I am right now. I'm going to get you the corrected, perfect scorecard by tomorrow so that you can start keeping track of your scorecard. But I'm so grateful that you're with me. I'm so excited to have you be part of this. And I'm so thrilled to see where we all journey in these 8 weeks together. In the meantime, thank you so much. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Goodbye, everybody.